Yeah, thanks for having me. Good afternoon and welcome to my presentation. I would like to share with you some insights from acatech and how we contribute to the future of AI dialogue in Germany. My name is Erduana Wald, and I work as a scientific officer at acatech, the National Academy of Science and Engineering. We are located in Munich. And yes, basically, I'm involved in our largest project on AI, which is the platform Lernende Systeme. Germany's AI platform. Obviously, this will also be the focus of my presentation. So the pace of AI development is growing rapidly, and you have seen so many great new examples right here at the conference. And I think we all agree that the latest breakthroughs with generative AI and chatbots and so on are a major milestone in the development of AI. But there are so many more applications and approaches to AI. And I would like to start with a quote that I came across recently. Hmm, It's a little bit slow here. Okay, now here we are. This is Ayana Howard, a renowned AI expert and roboticist at Ohio State University. And in a short documentary by The Economist on what chatbots mean for the future, she draws this picture. She says the train has left the train station and it's going at 150 miles per hour. You are not going to stop it. So actually, this observation of this unstoppable technological development is not new, but it's the speed in which it is going. And what I like about this image, it's a metaphorical view on the whole issue. The development of technology itself is unstoppable, but we have to deal with it because we live with technology, and especially with the speed that it is being developed today. So um, of course, as somebody mentioned it earlier, there was this new idea, the moratorium from certain scientists and companies demanding to have a half-year break to develop guidelines and not to continue with large language models in this time. But this would mean to stop the train, which is already running. And this is an improbable scenario. Another approach would be if you think of a train. The train might be unstoppable, but we as humans have laid the rails and we also lay the switches. So that means if we want to intervene, we have to think ahead where this train might be going to. And we need to set the direction or even maybe find some new switches where to go to. And speaking in this metaphoric language, we have to be very fast because we might be overrun by this train. So the essential message that is in it is if we agree that AI is a means to an end and not an end in itself, it is obvious that we have to take control and act before it gets out of control, right? And that means we have to be well informed about the future possibilities of AI and yeah, to decide towards which scenario we want to head as a society, as a company, or as a research institution. And this is essential, especially when we attribute control and responsibility to autonomous and self-learning agents. So we at acatech are somehow trying to figure out where the future goes to, which futures we might consider, and also where these directions and switches might be. And the National Academy of Science and Engineering contributes to this by providing policymakers and society with independent, evidence-based advice that is in the public interest. This means we bring together all the stakeholders involved in developing, shaping, and using AI. And acatech has been doing that in various projects. One of the major initiatives, for example, is Industrie 4.0. The term and the concept behind it were actually conceived by acatech. Now here you can see some more projects around AI at acatech, which have been conducted recently or are still running. One of the larger projects was smart services and autonomous systems. These were conducted right before learning systems started. And at the moment, as mentioned earlier, the largest project on AI is Platform Lernende Systeme. It was initiated in 2017 by the BMBF, the Ministry of Science and Education, at the suggestion of acatech and the High-Tech Forum. And it's coordinated by acatech. The mission is to bring AI as a future technology into application and to generate a factual discourse. So that's really important for us to be discussing on a factual basis. The platform therefore provides a space for the different stakeholders like research institutions, universities, companies, the public to share pre-competitive ideas on what the future of AI might look like and how we can shape it. So I would like to share a closer look at the actual situation in Germany, which shows the need for this action. So on the one side, when we look on R&D, Germany has a great AI landscape, which is strong in research. And it allows also the use of applications based on AI, but the social and economic impact of AI are rarely in focus. Then when we switch to the economic perspective, AI is perceived as the next big thing and partly used, but scaling is hindered by legal uncertainty, by competence deficits, or by lack of AI transfer. And we have heard some of these struggles in some presentations today also. Now, there's also the societal sphere that we have to consider. And there, AI is rather perceived as positive for society, but there is also high ignorance about AI due to emotionality and lack of evidence reference. And nowadays, especially with the new chatbots, we see that the negative impacts also rising with democracy and influence on democratic procedures are somehow troubling the people. So what is the solution? AI has to be transferred to science and economy, and it has to be fact-based in the in the social discourse. And for this, it needs the evidence-based mediators. And platform Lernende Systeme takes on exactly this task as an independent AI broker. So to address these problems, describe the platform sets priorities in its work. And at present, we focus on secure frameworks for the use of AI through regulation and standardization. That is really a crucial thing right now. And then there is another topic, AI and sustainability. We also focus on transformation of economy and society through AI. And another topic is making AI participatory and trustworthy. And not only from a societal or ethical point of view, but also in terms of IT security, for example. I think that's enough for motivation and goals. I'll switch to a quick overview of the layout of the platform. So the platform has a steering committee. The federal minister, Bettina Stark-Watzinger, and acatech president Jan Wörner are the chairs of this committee. Then we have 7 thematic working groups. Technological enablers, future work and human-machine interactions, IT security, legal and ethical framework, innovation and business models. We have mobility, healthcare, and robotics. So you can see there are so many different application fields of AI and other aspects of AI to be considered, and we all have them in different working groups with experts from science, business, and civil society. To sum it up, our goals are to provide expertise, demonstrate benefits of AI, and make AI comprehensible. The formats, that is also an interesting point, are various types of expert dialogues and, of course, publications like white papers with recommendations for the politics and for the public. And this is all based on the expert knowledge. And there are scenarios, best practices, and of course the AI map. I can share that also with you. The aim of this map is to make visible how AI is already transforming the economy and everyday life today, but also in the future. So, for example, it shows all universities and research institutions that are involved in teaching and developing AI, but it also shows applications across all industry fields and company sizes. We are constantly feeding this map, so with new examples. So if you're working on a new AI based application and are still not on our list or haven't even heard about it yet, please check it out on maponai.com. And we will be very happy to list you also. Just don't hesitate to contact me. And yeah, I think this was all I could tell in this short 10 minutes about acatech and a little bit on the insights from our point of view and how we contribute to shaping the future of AI. Please visit our website for more information or news and publications. Thank you for your attention. And if you have questions, I'm glad to share with you.
Thank you very much, Erduana. Thank you very much for joining, and thank you for sharing your expertise. Utterly fascinating. We all have theories on where the future is going, on where the story of AI is going, and it's amazing to get a little bit of an informed insight. Does anybody have questions for Erduana? All right. Well, I do have one question, which is, you've been talking a lot about the landscape, the climate in Germany for advances in AI. What do you think it is in the political landscape in Germany that is so resistant to accepting risk or risking new technologies?
Well, I wouldn't. That's a really good question. Thank you. I don't know if it's really not wanting to take the risk. Maybe it's more this tradition of always being 100% secure in what we do. We have this tradition in Germany of being very accurate. And in our working groups, we have very often these discussions about AI made in Germany as a quality standard that should be established, or at least AI made in Europe. And one part of this AI made in Germany would also be to have, for example, very strict regulations on where your data comes from and to secure your data. And that might also be a benefit. So this is just one example. I think this is more this cultural thing that we come from a very intensive discussion on every aspect that we every aspect is really discussed in detail, and that's really good. We see it in other industries. That made in Germany is the quality standard, and I think this is still that basically what is driving everybody, also in the politics, to enable people to make AI applications that are really trustworthy. And but on the other side, yes, we see that we are overrun with the speed of other AI developers, not in Germany, but outside of Germany. So, yeah.
Yeah, maybe there's something to be said about the German approach to caution, but interesting insight. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for sharing, and I'm curious to see where the journey goes.
Thank you.